Hey guys, I am doing a project on David, King David. My all-time favorite person in the Bible. Don't ask me why he's my favorite person, I just don't know. Besides Jesus, he's my favorite. So, get us started here. As I said, I chose David as my person that I would like to do the research on. So, the main reason why I chose David is just because, like I said, David is my favorite person in the Bible. Like, I know the story of David and Goliath forwards and backwards. I know the story of Saul chasing him in the desert. I know the story of him committing murder and adultery, like all that stuff. And I don't know, something about David is intriguing. Like, I don't know. And in the first verse that speaks of David is 1 Samuel 16:12, where it says, Jesse sent and brought him David, a healthy reddish complexion and beautiful eyes. Was fine looking. The Lord said to Samuel, Arise, anoint him, this is he. And I think it's kind of cool how even before David came along, Samuel was looking at all these people, like all of David's brothers, and saying, like, looking at them on the outside, saying, God, surely this is the one. Surely this is the one that is to be king after Saul. And I think it's cool the fact that God doesn't just see the outside, he sees the inside. And God knew that at some point, even now, David already had a heart after God. Like, God called him the apple of his eye. That's just wowing. And like, it's, I don't know, to me it's cool that God is a God that doesn't just see our appearances. He looks on the inside and says, yeah, that's him. Alright, enough about that. So, my 3 points on the articles that the article I read, they're pretty much in the beginning that stood out to me was like, how, like, pretty much my first point would be like how much God did through David, you know? Like, there's, like, David killed Goliath. He led the Israelites through wars to defeat the Philistines. And this is just before he was king. Like, he killed thousands, tens of thousands of Philistines. And like, his job was pretty much to make Israel one of the greatest kingdoms that has ever, been around. Like, yeah, Saul began the kingdom, but man, did David literally expand that kingdom to where it was thriving. This is going to my second point, that David fulfilled a promise that God gave the Israelites. How he would give them peace and rest. And that David would pretty much be the Israelite security guard that only God chose. And that's why I love about God. He chooses who he wants. He doesn't. You don't choose. He does. And, he knows best. He's the one that made us. And so going off of that, my third point would be to note that David, throughout his life, God was always with him. Before he was king, before he defeated Goliath, when he was just a shepherd in a field, he had God with him. Even though he probably didn't even know it at the time. He just know that he was serving his father, Jesse. When he was serving his father, Jesse, not in the wilderness, God was with him. When he was in the desert with Saul chasing him, God was with him. When David was killing Goliath, God was with him. When David was taking over Jerusalem, God was with him. When he committed adultery, God was with him. When he murdered the woman's husband, God was with him. And he still called David the apple of his eye. And it just shows that while God was with him, David was loyal to God as well. It was kind of like a back and forth relationship. While God was with him, David was loyal to both his king, Saul, and God. Whatever they wanted to do, he would ask God first in all of his life. And I feel like this is not in any of my notes, but I think this would be David is a good example of what we should strive to be like, other than Jesus, because Jesus is all of it in one. But if we're strictly going off of Old Testament interpretation, we have to look at some of the people in the Bible, like David. For me, I love serving and serving God. But just this year, I'm learning to have a servant's heart instead of just serving out of what I would consider serving. Because what I would consider serving is not what God considers serving. And yeah. And before I close out, I would like to pray for my classmates watching this in hope that they got something out of this video. But yeah, Father God, I thank you that throughout this time of being in this class, you have really shown me a lot of great things. You showed me what it's like to have a servant's heart. You showed me what it's like to just do life with you. And I thank you that throughout this course, other students have had the same feeling, same effect that it has had on me. And thank you that as we all go through this schooling together, that we will grow better and be better leaders because of it. In the name of Jesus, amen. Well, that's my project. I hope it helped somebody through it. And just have a great night and day whenever you're watching.